told Crawford, look, let us present to you a schedule of fights leading up to Spence.
Looking forward to further the discussions, so maybe we can make a Rocha versus Crawford fight. I have a good feeling that that he liked what he heard today with me and Hopkins.
You would make for Terrence if you guys were able to sign him?
I wouldn't mind watching Terrence with Rocha, and then we have Virgil, and then hey, why not sit down with PBC and finally figure out Spence.
Good morning. Okay, so you guys heard it. You heard what De La Hoya had to say. Look, Terrence Bud Crawford is looking to sign, apparently, according to De La Hoya and the photos all over social media and all those things. Terrence Bud Crawford is looking to sign a multiple fight deal with GoldenBoy, okay? De La Hoya expressed his plan to us, to the fans. So that means he told the plan, he laid out the plan to Terrence Bud Crawford, and it looks like they're moving forward. De La Hoya feels very positive about their conversations, and they're going to have more. The plan, as he said to us, I know that he said it to Terrence Bud Crawford because he said it to us, that he's looking to sign Terrence Bud Crawford to a multi-fight deal for Terrence Bud Crawford to fight Rocha, which excellent knockout last night. And to follow that up and fight Ortiz, and then to start looking for that fight with Errol Spence. That's the black two sugars. I'm going to say this, okay? Here's my analysis. First, I want to say, Terrence Bud Crawford fans, okay? PBC haters, Errol Spence haters, I don't know. All of you who may get your feelings hurt by what I'm about to say, I'm going to ask you, don't turn this off. Don't turn off this video. I cannot be disingenuous with you guys. I got to say how I feel, all right? And it may not align with how you feel. And I'm going to express this the same way I expressed to Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder fans before the Tyson Fury 3 fight. I told Wilder fans, I said, listen, Wilder is going to lose. He's going to get knocked out. But when he does, don't take it too personally because you didn't get knocked out. Remember, Wilder fans, I told you that? Because I went through it and I cared too much. I went through it with Roy Jones. So just like I told Wilder fans, I'm going to tell you, Terrence Bud Crawford fans, listen, I went through this myself. I just knew Lennox Lewis was ducking Riddick Bowe. I liked Riddick Bowe far more, okay? But when Riddick Bowe dropped that WBC title in the trash, Riddick Bowe ducked him, all right? I didn't like it, but that's the case because I was more a fan of Riddick Bowe. Listen. Terrence Bud Crawford, with this move, he's ducking Errol Spence, and that's the black two sugars. I'm officially saying it. He's ducking Errol Spence. That's a duck move. Now, he may have ducked for the bucks. He's a ductee for the guarantee. But let me tell you why I'm saying this. Don't turn it off. Listen, I know Errol Spence fans are like, finally, ShowBizz. Up until this point, I was reluctant to call either one of them a duck because I understood the steps they both were making. Errol Spence. Let me get my black two sugar. Errol Spence, when he had that face-to-face, that famous face-to-face in the hallway with Terrence Bud Crawford, he brought out everybody he was going to fight. Keith one time, Thurman being one of them. People bring that up now when it looks like after Keith one time Thurman was mandated for Errol Spence to fight him and it looked like they may fight at 154. They say, hey, Errol Spence said he was going to fight him. No. Errol Spence said that he was going to collect all the belts in-house first, then cross the street and fight Terrence Crawford. That was always him. He even said it after the Ugas fight. Now, I'm unified, 3-belt unified. I want Terrence Crawford next. So, I understood that. Keith one time Thurman had the belt at the time in the hallway. He didn't anymore. He vacated the WBC title, and he got beat out of the Super WBA title. Errol Spence didn't want Keith one time Thurman anymore. He was going after the belts in-house, and he wanted the fight with Terrence Bud Crawford to be for undisputed. Maybe Al Heyman did, PBC did. Like I said, I don't think Errol Spence have power in the PBC. So I understood those moves. When Terrence Bud Crawford, even when he re-signed with Top Rank, I understood it because Top Rank, Bob Arum, he promised to Terrence Bud Crawford that he could get him the Errol Spence fight. When he didn't get that fight, and after he fought Showtime Sean Porter, he said, "You're fired." I understood that. He started negotiating with Errol the True Spence. There was no better time for the fight to happen than last year. They were both wide open and available after Errol Spence beat Ugas, TKO'd him. Wide open, available. Terrence Bud Crawford coming out, sensational win. TKO on Showtime Sean Porter. Both available. While they were negotiating, Terrence Crawford started negotiating with BOK Prime. It didn't drop off the sky. His arm didn't accidentally sign a contract. It wasn't in 2 minutes, 24 hours in a day, 2 days. He negotiated over weeks. It's common sense. You have common sense. He has to get to know who BOK Prime is. None of us knew who BOK Prime. Now BOK Prime was on the scene thanks to Terrence Bud Crawford. So he had to run things by his lawyer. He had to do some things. So the negotiation took some time. It's common sense. We all know this. So in the middle of the negotiation, or towards the end of the negotiation with Errol the True Spence, he started negotiating with BOK Prime. Even then, I understood it because Terrence Crawford had such a long layoff. He not only did he need a tune-up, but he had to get to the bag. I understood. He got a whole family that depends on him, so I understand that. All right? But right now, I don't get it. He got his bag. That just happened. David Evanesian is still trying to turn that fight into a no contest due to the gloves. Devin Evanesian, he's still waking up from the ass whipping. That just happened. Errol the True Spence, no matter what you guys say, no matter what I say, I'm thinking that the Errol Spence versus Keith one time Thurman fight is next at 154. Either way, he hasn't signed a contract. Errol Spence hasn't said shit. Errol Spence looks like he's still standing on the square that he's not going to fight Keith Thurman. Errol Spence is sitting there. He's sitting there, and it's Terrence Bud Crawford who decided to do the Devin Haney, but not with the PBC. Terrence Crawford is available. He is willing to sign a multi-fight deal with somebody. He's doing it now with GoldenBoy, but not the PBC. The question is, or we know the answer. There's no question. Terrence Crawford isn't doing whatever it takes to have the fight with Errol the True Spence. It seems as though, in hindsight, that Terrence Crawford, if there was another route to go, that was a possibility, and he took that other route. Instead of signing with PBC, he re-signed with Top Rank. Instead of heavy negotiating with the PBC or saying, "Hey, look, man, whatever, just give me the fight with Errol Spence," he fought David Evanesian on BOK Prime. Now, instead of do the Devin Haney, sign a multi-fight deal with the PBC, 2 fights with Errol Spence, a 3rd fight with Jermell Charlo. No, he fights. He's negotiating a multi-fight deal with GoldenBoy to fight Rocha and Virgil Ortiz, and maybe have the fight with Errol the True Spence. I want to say this: if you guys understand that Terrence Bud Crawford, you understand Terrence Bud Crawford ducking for the bucks, being a ductee for the guarantee. If you get it and say, "Hey, look, money over legacy," there's a lot of you who feel that way. That's the Floyd Mayweather effect. Been saying this. If you guys get it, fine. I understand that in the comments. You get that he ducked for the bucks. He's a ductee for the guarantee. You get it. Fine. Hey, look, that's my man's business. I'm going to tell you this. I will watch Terrence Crawford versus Rocha. I will watch Terrence Crawford versus Ortiz. Are you kidding me? Errol the True Spence, go up to 154. There are some hitters there, right? Fedora, Keith Thurman at 154, Tim Tszyu, Xander Zayas, Jermell Charlo for undisputed. There's some hitters there, all right? The reason why I'm saying this is because, like I told you guys, and I've been telling you guys, the fight, if it happens, and I feel like it's not going to happen, either way, the fight will not be what it once was. It is no longer the fight that it once was. We've had those fights. Evander Holyfield versus Iron Mike Tyson was a fantastic fight, but it wasn't what it was in their primes. There's still questions on who would have won. There's many people that think Iron Mike Tyson would have beaten Holyfield in their primes, right? We never got Tony Zell versus Sugar Ray Robinson. It just didn't happen. Aaron Pryor versus Sugar Ray Leonard. For whatever reason, we did not get those fights. The G-Man versus Roy Jones Jr. There's many fights I wish we would have gotten that we didn't get. This is one of them. And if it happens, it just happened late. Like Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. We still don't know who would have won in their prime. You can guess. I think Floyd would have beaten Manny Pacquiao every time. But we don't know. So you can guess all you want. Terrence Bud Crawford, he may be signing with De La Hoya because maybe he sees De La Hoya as somebody who can make those deals with the PBC. He's shown that he's doing that with the biggest fight in the world, in my opinion, with Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis. But both fighters, they both want to fight. De La Hoya would, on the cusp of making this happen for April 15th, maybe Crawford is like, maybe this is the guy who can make the fights. If you believe that that's the case, still De La Hoya is talking about having 2 fights before then, and a maybe. If you think that's the case, Terrence Crawford had that same trust with Bob Arum. Bob Arum, when he re-signed with him, Bob Arum said he could give me the fight with Errol Spence. You doing it again. Terrence Crawford, being his own boss, he chose this direction where Errol Spence still sitting there. Errol Spence hasn't fought since Ugas. If you guys think it's still, no matter what I'm saying, it's still the PBC fault, fine, but it's not Errol's. If you're wondering if ShowBizz the Adult is being a fanboy of Errol Spence now, Errol Sexual, that's still a hilarious name. I'm a huge fan of Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. And in hindsight, how I feel, who's the best welterweight of that era is Showtime Sean Porter. I said that yesterday in my podcast, the Better BF fight on Fight Night. I said it to everybody. Showtime Sean Porter was the man. He fought Kell Brook. He fought Paulie Malignaggi. He fought Adrian the Problem Broner. He fought Danny Swift Garcia. He fought Keith One Time Thurman. He fought Terrence Bud Crawford. He fought Ugas and Errol Spence. He's the man. So I'm not on either side, Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. If you guys hung in there and listened to this much love to all of you. Love you all. I cannot be disingenuous. I refuse to be disingenuous to you guys. You guys have brought me to this point of my boxing analysis career. ShowBizz, the adult brand, is doing wonderfully, okay? And you guys are responsible for that. The least I can do is not be disingenuous. The least I can do is be consistent and tell you guys how I truly see the situation. Do I hate Terrence Crawford? No. I still love Riddick Bowe. Roy Jones Jr. is still my favorite fighter of all time and was slept. So just like I told Wilder fans, I'm telling Terrence Bud Crawford fans, this is just how I feel about it. And I want you guys to do an exercise. If it was Errol Spence who made these moves, Terrence Crawford being available, not fighting since Showtime Sean Porter, waiting on Errol the True Spence, and Errol the True Spence being a free agent, signs a multi-fight deal with De La Hoya, with GoldenBoy, to take on 2 fights before even negotiating with Terrence Crawford, you would call Errol Spence a duck. You know you would, all right? But you don't have to be unbiased, that's my job. I'm just letting you guys know that there is a reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, and I'm not saying it as a fanboy, as whatever. I know you guys are going to jump in the comments and go crazy. This is just my opinion, and this is what you guys watch me for, to be genuine. ShowBizz the Adult. My official stance is that Terrence Crawford has dunked. Okay? If you guys can express something else in the comments that I didn't bring up, that I didn't think about, I'm open to listen to. Either way, it doesn't really matter that much because the fight isn't what it was. Either way. Terrence Bud Crawford knows that Errol Spence can't make 147 like that anymore. He can only do it one more time for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is going to fight 2 fights. Errol Spence is going to 154. And there's no way they're fighting at 147. So it's not even going to be for undisputed. It's not what it was. Terrence Crawford isn't getting any younger. No matter what, father time is what it is. Your attendance does what it does, arthritis, all those things. It is what it is, okay? You can't lift like you could, you can't exercise, you can't go like you could, all right? We saw better BF last night. It looked like he aged a little bit. I didn't want to say it, right? That guy started pro fighting at 28, 27. How old was he? He started late. He looked like he's 40, okay? So it is what it is. The fight would never be what it was anyway. Looking forward to Terrence Crawford fighting Rocha, signing with GoldenBoy. It's going to be fun. Terrence Crawford versus Ortiz. It's going to be fun. I still watch Riddick Bowe. Errol Spence at 154. Can't wait. ShowBizz, don't. I'm out.